Hi everyone, it's Cara Whedbee with Simply Magical Vacations by Cara, your favorite magical vacation specialist, coming to you live, Friday News Live for this Friday, March 1st, first day of March of 2019. Can you believe we're already into the third month of the year? And this is my birthday month, so it's a great month. But we have a ton of news to get you. I'm wearing my Star Wars Princess Leia hat today because most of it is Star Wars Galaxy's Edge related. A ton of stuff was released this week. And I even have some news from last week that I didn't get to do because I was in Walt Disney World. So let's get started. First off, new Dole Whip flavors are coming to the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. In fact, they started on Sunday. I didn't get to go there on Sunday, so I didn't get to try these. But I know Disneyland has one of the ones I want to try, which is raspberry Dole Whip. So I would love to try these next time I'm there on my birthday. So a new Dole Whip flavor will soon be flying into Aloha Isle. That's where you can get the pineapple Dole Whip. The Hey Hey Cone Dole Whip features a blue cone filled with a layer of pineapple Dole Whip, raspberry Dole Whip, sugar piece eyeballs, and a sour candy cone, like the rooster cone that goes on top of Hey Hey's head. So it is already available at Aloha Isle. Then another treat that's available, I believe it's Storybook Treats, and I think it's replacing the Tinkerbell cone, is a Princess Rapunzel cone. That the Dole Whip is kind of like swirled to make it look like her hair coming down the cone. So, and I think it's mango flavored Dole Whip on that one. So new Dole Whip flavors at the Magic Kingdom. Anna and Elsa will meet guests at the March 22nd Pirates and Princesses annual pass holder party in Disneyland Paris. So that's one of the characters you get to meet at that party. Nickelodeon Hotels and Resorts in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic is having a magical May sale. They're celebrating the month of May because it's Mother's Day in the month of May. So if you travel in May, the whole family can enjoy a free private sliming. That's exactly what Mom wants for Mother's Day. And Mom's going to indulge in some much needed me time. That is what she wants. At our renowned Vasa Spa with a $150 spa credit. The booking window must be booked by March 10th. So before I leave on my vacation, we have to book you if you want to go to the Nickelodeon all-inclusive resort in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. And the travel window is May 1st through 31st of 2019. Its prices start at $202 per person per night. It's a savings of up to 65% for that all-inclusive resort, plus the free private sliming, which I'm sure is invaluable, and then $150 spa credit. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Discovery Cove, which is affiliated with SeaWorld in Orlando, that's where you can have the dolphin experiences, and it's like an all-day kind of experience, and you can book your dining with it and everything. They just this week became the first all-inclusive day resort and animal interaction park in the United States to become a certified autism center. So that's Discovery Cove, which is affiliated with SeaWorld in Orlando. So yay, great for them. If you have the Universal Orlando app, you need to update it. It now includes wallet payment methods. You'll be all set to make in-app purchases whenever you need to, easily buy Universal Express passes, make mobile food orders, and more from the app. Keep your wallet dry and go cashless because setting up Tap to Pay for Volcano Bay is even easier than before. Now they have the calendars and hours in here, which I really appreciate because it was so hard for my clients to figure out where the extra morning hour was that they get with their tickets when they book through me. So now it's in the app. It's easier to check where you can visit the parks and when. We've made some improvements to the pass holder blockout calendar, and early park admission availability is now indicated under each park's operating hours. And I can testify to that. I went to the app and there it was. Also, they did some bug fixes. So Universal Orlando app updated. Also in Disneyland Paris, Disney Loves Jazz is back at Walt Disney Studios on the 19th of June. Tickets are available on the Disneyland Paris website. So they're doing the Disney Love Jazz event again this year. All right. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is opening this summer at Disneyland and fall in Disney World, and it will be introducing alcohol sales to the general public. This is in Disneyland because they are a dry park up until this opens. And we've talked about this before. So even though they will be selling alcoholic beverages in Oga's Cantina at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and it'll be the first alcoholic beverages sold in Disneyland Park, since its inception. You will not be allowed to take your cup of alcohol out of the cantina. So you must finish it inside the cantina before you go into the rest of the land or any other part of Disneyland Park. So that is the rule they're going to have on that one. If you get a beverage in Oga's Cantina and it has alcohol in it, you must stay in the cantina to finish the beverage. So there you go. Jake the Neverland Pirate will be meeting guests at the Pirates and Princesses Annual Pass Party in Disneyland Paris on March 22nd. There's another character announcement for you guys. Mary Poppins Returns, nominated for 4 Academy Awards, flies to digital and movies anywhere March 12th and Blu-ray March 19th. So if you're a big Mary Poppins fan and you want to own that movie, that's when you can do so. Currently, I can book Run Disney packages for those that ran in the Princess Half Marathon that was going on while I was there in Walt Disney World through March 4th. So if you're wanting to book one of those and you just ran in the race, let me know. Beginning March 29th, the PCH Grill at Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel will be expanding its character experience by adding Donald Duck's Seaside Brunch on the weekend. So this is a new brunch offering available at PCH Grill in Disneyland at the Disney Paradise Pier Hotel, which is the one we stayed at last time. Donald Duck's Seaside Breakfast will continue until 11 a.m. during the week and 11:30 a.m. on the weekends, but the restaurant will switch over to a brunch menu beginning at 11:30 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. In addition to the breakfast buffet that features eggs Benedict, chilaquiles, and chicken and waffles, brunch will also include pizza, pasta, and more. Both breakfast and brunch include appearances by Donald Duck and his pals. Breakfast is currently $39 for adults and $23 for kids ages 3 through 9. So brunch will be $42 for adults and $23 for kids. So really not that much of a difference, but you get some more food offerings in that one. So while I was gone, Epcot made a big announcement about their new entrance and what it's going to look like in the redesign of Epcot that's coming up for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. So as many of you know, we've got big plans for our multi-year transformation of Epcot with new experiences that will wow guests while keeping true to the original vision of the park. Today, we're excited to share with you, this is from the Disney Parks blog, even more of what's to come. The ongoing evolution of Epcot includes plans for a play pavilion. Now, this is interesting, parents, listen up. That will be unlike anything you've ever seen at the park. This new space will be devoted to playful fun and feature an innovative city that will come to life under the dome of the unnamed pavilion previously known as the Wonders of Life Pavilion. It's the dome one that they've been redoing the paint on the outside of the dome and fixing the inside of, and we've been wondering what's going to happen to it. It's going to be the new City Play Pavilion. The Pavilion City will be bursting with interactive experiences, your favorite Disney characters, hands-on activities, and engaging entertainment when it opens just in time for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World Resort, which is in 2021. Let's see. This innovative new pavilion is beyond anything we've ever created and is completely unique to Epcot, said Zach Ridley, portfolio executive of Walt Disney Imagineering. Built on the power of play, it introduces an immersive and interactive city where you can explore, create, and interact with some of your favorite Disney characters. This is an experience worthy of our bold vision for Epcot and another signature element of our transformation. There will also be exciting changes to the way you come and go at Epcot. As you can see above, which I'll show you the picture in a minute, changes are coming to the Epcot main entrance, where the plaza will welcome guests with new pathways, sweeping green spaces, and newly reimagined fountain. This new design will pay homage to the original park entrance with fresh takes on classic elements. As part of the new entry experience, Leave a Legacy photos, which are on those big stone things as you enter the park now, will be moving into a beautiful setting just outside the park's gateway. Additional significant redevelopment will begin between Spaceship Earth attraction and the World Showcase Promenade. More details about the transformation of this area will be announced at a later date. And if you're as excited as we are about these upcoming projects, you'll soon be able to look into the future with us at a new Experience Center coming to Epcot later this year in 2019. The Experience Center will be located in the Odyssey Events Pavilion and will feature interactive exhibits to help visualize park projects throughout this unprecedented period of transformation. So the Odyssey building is in between Future World and On Your Way to World Showcase over on the left if you're walking into the park. So that's going to be sort of like what Walt Disney Presents is in Hollywood Studios, showing the new transformation that's coming to Epcot, just like Walt Disney Presents shows the new transformation coming to Hollywood Studios. So that's exciting. Here is a picture of what the new front of Epcot is going to look like, the new entrance. So you see all those stone things are gone. in the front. It's all trees and greenery and a fountain. Looks nice. And then also, here's a picture of what the Play City is going to look like inside the old Wonders of Life Pavilion. So to me, doesn't it look like, if you guys saw Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet, it sort of looks like that kind of coloring to me, that kind of city. So I don't know, we'll see. So that is what you need to know about that. Also, a major new 270-acre solar facility is now online at Walt Disney World, providing clean energy to Walt Disney World Resort. It's a 50-megawatt solar facility that can power 2 whole parks on its own. So it is now open. Here, I'm going to have to get out of this because now it's pictures of my trip that you've seen. I've posted. Okay. As many of you are likely bundling up in coats, scarves, and gloves, please pull up a cozy chair, some hot cocoa, and let's talk about sunshine and palm trees and the awesome new pools and more coming to the proposed Disney Riviera Resort in Walt Disney World. To further get us in the mood, here's one of my favorite images of Walt and his daughters on the shores of France enjoying some of that Riviera sunshine. I think you'll probably see a lot of the Walt Disney family photos in this resort. So construction is moving right along on what is slated to be the 15th Disney Vacation Club resort that is truly inspired by Europe and imagined by Disney. Now that guest reservations are opened, it seemed the perfect time to share with you a little more of what you can expect on your first day at the all-new resort. You may have seen a sneak peek of one of our upcoming pools in the rendering we recently released, and now we have a few more for you. The image showcases our feature pool, which is called the Riviera Pool, and S'il vous plaît, I love that name, an interactive water play area. The feature pool will offer fun for your entire family with a touch of Disney magic close by. Imagine the relaxing feel of lounging around the southern European coast where you can soak up the sun in lounge chairs or hang out beneath a colorful sun umbrella. Although the inviting waters may call you to swim and play, or even take a winding ride down a stone turret slide. And then, of course, if you have young guests along, S'il vous plaît is the perfect place to splash and have fun in a whimsical fountain featuring several beloved characters from Disney's Fantasia. This area draws inspiration from the grand public fountains seen throughout Europe, with its patina and limestone-inspired design, making it feel like a place where visitors might have gathered to share a memory or wish along the European Riviera. And the nearby movie lawn will offer the perfect place for friends and family to take in their favorite Disney film as they lounge poolside. And you can feel the warmth already, right? Keep thinking those happy sunshine thoughts. Now, for those of you looking for a more leisurely poolside lounging experience, we have just the pool for you. At Beau Soleil Leisure Pool, you will feel like you've escaped to the tranquil European coast as you are surrounded by a natural, lush green wall, creating a semi-private pool experience. The Beau Soleil Pool will be the perfect place to kick back and relax under a blanket of sun or enjoy a bit of quiet time beneath shaded seating areas, all nestled amidst a grove of tropical palm trees where you can enjoy a calm breeze. If we stay in that mental space for a moment, also picture yourself popping into Bar Riva, which is an open-air pool bar with a cool seaside vibe to keep you in the European coast frame of mind. Picture crisp white tiles and cool blue accents and a place to relax and enjoy a cold beverage with poolside views, or enjoy one at the pool as well, as Bar Riva's hospitality extends poolside, offering a menu of refreshments that you can enjoy as you relax on the nearby pool decks. Ready to get up and stretch your legs? The waterfront promenade will invite you to take a relaxing stroll around the resort. All along the promenade, you will be able to enjoy grand views of the resort's lush European-inspired landscapes, possibly even reflecting on what it might have felt like for Riviera guests of yesteryear who may have watched yacht races and steamships from the shore. Or if something in the air is more your speed, you'll be able to make your way toward the resort's Disney Skyliner gondola station. As you pass through a tunnel archway with sparkling water features, you'll be connected to the station where you can hop aboard a Disney Skyliner gondola for a bird's eye view of Walt Disney World Resort. Once aboard, you can take a European-inspired ride through the sky to Epcot International Gateway or Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, and on to Disney's Art of Animation Resort, Disney's Pop Century Resort, or Disney's Hollywood Studios. Stay tuned to the Disney Parks blog for more information on Riviera. It's interesting how much information they're giving us about that one. Even more room refurbishments are on the way for Jumbo House at Animal Kingdom Lodge in Disney World. From early December 2019 through early spring of 2020, the Value Studios will be unavailable in Jumbo House at Disney's Animal Kingdom Villas. This is a DVC studio. It's probably never available for cash pay because they're so popular with DVC members, but it is a cheap amount of points and it's slightly smaller than the other deluxe villas. So at this point, Disney hasn't released any concept art for the refurbishment, but we just know it's going to be refurbished starting in December of 2019. Just the value villas at just the Jumbo House. So there you go. Due to the ride reportedly ending with a swift drop, a la Tower of Terror, Star Wars Rise of Resistance ride will have a minimum height requirement when Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens later this year at Disney's Hollywood Studios and at Disneyland. Information comes to Walt Disney or WDW News Today from the ride's warning sign, which will be located outside the entrance. It reads, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Join us on an exhilarating mission to stop the First Order. This mission includes rapid motion, sudden stops, sharp turns, and a swift drop as you evade capture from the First Order. Despite being a trackless ride vehicle, the attraction will have a drop towards the end of the ride. The drop will reportedly simulate an escape pod blasting off, taking guests and their transport swiftly back down to the planet of Batuu. We're not talking about a drop the height of the Tower of Terror here, but at least most of the height of the fairly large show building that houses this ride. The sign goes on to indicate that the minimum height requirement for Rise of the Resistance is 40 inches. For the record, other Disney trackless rides attractions such as Mystic Manor in Disneyland Paris and Ratatouille do not have this restriction as they do not feature a drop. So because this ride will feature a sudden drop, not as tall as Tower of Terror drops, but as tall as the ride building itself, this will be a 40-inch ride requirement, so height requirement. So just want to give you a heads up on that. As far as fast passes go, and I don't even know, like right now, according to WDW&T, Disney is discussing charging for fast passes for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and they'll be able to get whatever they charge. I mean, people will be willing to pay it, not to have to stand in a 10-hour line just to get in the land. So I would not be surprised if they charge for fast passes, or you could try your luck trying to get your own. But anyway, this one will not be for small kids. So it'll be a 40-inch minimum height requirement on this one because of the drop. It will also be, I think, the most popular ride in the land. I mean, I know a lot of people want to ride the Millennium Falcon, and that will be a cool experience. But this one sure seems like the most unique, most involved, most realistic ride that Disney has ever built. And I really think that most people are going to want to ride this one. So keep your eye on that one. With Mickey and Minnie's surprise celebration in full swing and Mardi Gras and St. Patrick's Day approaching, there's a whole slew of new eats and treats coming to the Magic Kingdom Park. Disney's given us a first look at the upcoming character cones. We talked about the Hey Hey cone and the Tangled, and there's also an Up cone, and they started serving them February 24th. I talked about the Hey Hey cone. The next cone is at Storybook Treats. This is the Lost Princess cone. It is a purple cone and comes topped with lemon soft serve. It's actually lemon Dole Whip. And it has a beautiful display of edible flowers on it. The third and final cone can be found at Anti-Gravity's Galactic Goodies. The Adventure is Out There cone is a blue sugar cone topped with mango soft serve and a candy balloon piece. After all, what other kind of soft serve would they have at Paradise Falls? If you're looking to celebrate Mardi Gras, hop on over to Liberty Square Market to indulge in the Frog Prince Whoopie Pie. This cinnamon whoopie pie comes with graham cracker icing, sprinkles, and a chocolate frog. At Casey's Corner, hot dog lovers will love the March's Hot Dog of the Month, the Casey's Corned Beef Hash Dog. This hot dog is a great way to celebrate St. Patrick's Day all month long. It's topped with crispy potatoes, corned beef, cabbage, and a Blarney sauce drizzle. Sorry about that. There are also a few new treats joining the party for Mickey and Minnie's surprise celebration, like the Mickey and Minnie Waffle Sundae at Sleepy Hollows. Now there's Minnie Mouse waffles too, in addition to Mickey waffles. This adorable delight comes with Mickey and Minnie shaped waffles and a scoop of vanilla ice cream topped with chocolate sauce, whipped cream, sprinkles, and a cherry. Let's see. A couple of fun Minnie Mouse themed sundaes will also be available at Plaza Ice Cream Parlor on Main Street. The mini sundae features 2 scoops of ice cream topped with chocolate sauce, whipped cream, strawberries, chocolate cream cookies, and a chocolate Minnie Mouse bow. The Main Street split comes with ice cream and a banana topped with strawberry and pineapple sauces, hot fudge, chocolate cream cookies, Oreos, and a chocolate mini bow. If you're dining at either Columbia Harbor House or Tony's Town Square restaurant, you'll find some delectable Mickey and Minnie Whoopie pies. These red velvet Whoopie pies come filled with cream cheese icing and are topped with chocolate decorations. The Mickey confetti pretzel is coming back too. It's dipped in marshmallow fluff and topped with confetti sprinkles and can be found at Tortuga Tavern, which is a seasonal quick service restaurant in Adventureland in Magic Kingdom. And don't forget, all 3 Sundays, the Mickey and Minnie Whoopie pies and the Mickey confetti pretzel will all be available starting today in the Magic Kingdom. All right. Yeah, we just talked about that. All right. Moving through some more of my pictures here to get to the next bit of news. All right. Halio, the highly anticipated restaurant by Chef Jose Andres, has been expected for a while. After a long run of delays, WDW&T has learned that the restaurant will finally open in Disney Springs sometime in March. Now, when I was there, and I was riding one of the water taxis from Saratoga Springs over to Disney Springs, I saw it. You can see it on the water, and it does look like an artichoke. So some people call it jaleo. In Spanish, you don't pronounce J's, so I'm thinking it's jaleo, but I don't know. So that one is going to open sometime this month, so we'll see. In what seemed like just your average construction permits, WDW&T has uncovered changes coming to the entrance area at Disney's Animal Kingdom. There are plans to erect a new tram shade structure. Per permit documents, the project involves the construction of a shade structure and hardscape at the entrance of the park. However, if you look closely at the designated project area, which encompasses the bus stop, the tram stop, and the main entrance, there's a turquoise proposed building. That is the proposed new shade structure for the tram. So if you park at Animal Kingdom Park, then you're going to take the tram to the entrance of the park. So now there's going to be a shade structure while you're waiting to get, for the tram back to the parking lot. That's nice. According to Kevin Feige, who is commenting on the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Disney Plus shows, so Disney Plus is the streaming service Disney's creating, there will be Marvel Studios productions, Kevin Feige told comicbook.com. They will be entirely interwoven with both the current Marvel MCU, so Marvel Cinematic Universe, the past MCU, and the future of the MCU. So that's pretty cool, those Disney Plus shows. Alani has some deals going right now. This spring, you can save 30% at Disney's Alani Resort and Spa in Hawaii when booking 5+ consecutive night stays. Welcome to a paradise where soft, smooth beaches sprawl out across the coastline, where boundless ocean blends into the horizon, and unforgettable memories are made with those you love. At Alani, a Disney Resort and Spa in Ko'olina, Hawaii, your legend begins. So 30% off when you're booking 5-night+ consecutive stays at Alani. There's 25% off when you're booking 4-night stays. So if you're wanting to book Alani in the spring, let me know. I do not recommend booking it at the end of the summer through the end of the year when they're doing the renovations on the pool, because that is the water park area there is like one of the main features of Alani. Okay, so when I was at Walt Disney World, something popped up in the My Disney Experience app, and it said guests at select Disney Resort hotels can now chat with a cast member right on the app. Your resort stay just got even more accommodating, and it says start chatting. It has a button right at the bottom that says I can start chatting with somebody right there. So that's new in the app. So My Disney Experience is your friend while you're in Walt Disney World, as long as it opens. So if it does and you need help, you can chat with a cast member on the app now. Exciting plans are underway to bring Sugar Boo and Company to the downtown Disney district at the Disneyland Resort. Yay, we already have one in Disney Springs. It's a really cute store with a lot of like wooden signs and things with Disney quotes on them. So now they're going to get one in Disneyland Resort this spring. The family-owned unique boutique is cozy and filled with thoughtful, treasured gifts and must-haves for yourself. Sugar Boo & Company stocks uplifting art prints and charming home goods, as well as whimsical paper products, handmade ceramics, candles, bath apothecary, and jewelry. Honestly, it looks like Magnolia Market, kind of, but with Disney stuff on it. It's that kind of stuff. from Universal Blog. The Today Cafe is coming to Universal Orlando this spring. Inspired by NBC's long-running morning show, the new cafe will make you feel as though you have stepped into the Today set with unique theming and specialty items. The Today Cafe will be located at Universal Studios Florida, just inside the iconic arches and across the street from the Universal Studios store, a prime location to grab breakfast, lunch, or a snack before or after enjoying the theme parks for the day. Our creative and culinary teams have teamed up with Today to create a one-of-a-kind experiences. The venue is designed to look and feel like Studio 1A in New York City, where Today broadcasts daily. Vibrant orange awnings and large floor-to-ceiling windows will line the outside of the cafe, as well as outdoor seating meant to look like the Today Plaza. Inside, you will be able to step into the stage lighting and Today's vibrant orange theming with a modern and sleek design. Plus, as you sit down and enjoy your cup of coffee and a bite to eat, you can catch up on the top headlines from today's live broadcast. The Today Cafe will offer a specialty coffee blend made exclusively for the venue, featuring locally roasted private label coffee. You'll be able to sip handcrafted cappuccinos, espresso, lattes, iced coffee, and more, while chowing down on pastries made fresh on site daily for the perfect breakfast and afternoon pick-me-up. You will also be able to enjoy unique and healthy options, including avocado toast, of course, and organic acai bowl, as well as sandwiches and salads. One of the standout features of the Today Cafe menu will be seasonal dishes inspired by a Today personality. That'll be fun. They have a classic Italian sandwich with porchetta, spicy capicola, coppa, provolone cheese, roasted tomato, arugula, basil, aioli, and on a baguette. The avocado toast has fresh avocado, tomato, cucumber, artichokes, grilled red onion, roasted red pepper, tomato aioli, spring mix on a toasted farmer's white piece of bread. They have an Asian-inspired chicken salad that will have baby arugula, Napa cabbage, radicchio, shiitake mushrooms, daikon sprouts, and wasabi cashews topped with soy peanut vinaigrette. They will also have a roasted cauliflower salad with Brussels sprouts, arugula, farro, avocado, and prosciutto topped with lemon olive oil vinaigrette, and a vegan sandwich that will be oven-roasted portobello mushrooms, peppers, zucchini, carrots, vegan jalapeno cheese, sun-dried tomato pesto on a cranberry artisan bread. And inspired by the fourth hour of Today, there will be wine and beer on tap, as well as a delicious cheese platter for two. Plus, one of the standout features of the Today Cafe menu will be seasonal dishes inspired by a Today personality. Check out some of the tasty menu items and let us know in the comments which dish you would want to try first when the Today Cafe opens. Don't forget to share with your friends using hashtag #ReadyForUniversal. So that's from the Universal Parks blog. Disney D23 is the one that broke a lot of news this week. This was on Tuesday. Tuesday is the day that you could start buying Ralph Breaks the Internet on digital, Movies Anywhere, Blu-ray, and 4K Ultra HD. So if you haven't gotten your movie, it's available. A brand new Frozen show will debut this Christmas season at Disneyland Paris, according to a recent singer-performer casting call. How exciting! Yay. Disney Animation says, make waves with Ariel and all your favorite characters. Sing along to the award-winning music when you watch the 30th anniversary edition of Disney's The Little Mermaid on digital, Movies Anywhere, Blu-ray, and 4K Ultra HD, also released this Tuesday. So it's already out for you to enjoy as well. Beginning March 1st, the Keystone Clothiers and Legends of Hollywood stores at Disney's Hollywood Studios will be temporarily closed, that's starting today, for refurbishment as part of improvements across Sunset Boulevard. The Planet Hollywood Superstore closed just a few weeks ago, and Disney is quick at work on expanding the Legends of Hollywood shop into this entire area. Another app you needed to update is the Play Disney Parks app. This update includes an interactive storybook experience that allows guests to relive the tale of Sleeping Beauty at Disneyland Park in California. That's cool. Also, it fixed bugs. Now, why do you need the Play Disney Parks app? You need this app because it will be how you get your galactic credits in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So that is how they're going to do it. They're not going to do it through the My Disney Experience app, which I think is smart because that app doesn't work most of the time. So they're doing it through the Play Disney Parks app. So if you don't have that app downloaded, you need to, because when you go to Star Wars Land, you're going to want to have it. And we'll talk about why here when we get to our Star Wars news. It's a building boom for Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique in Walt Disney World, the Little Princess Makeover attraction. A third location is coming to the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, and the original one inside Magic Kingdom theme park will be expanded soon. It's actually inside the backside of Cinderella Castle. The company announced Tuesday. Grand Floridian's Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique will go inside the space that's now the Ivy Trellis Salon, which is moving to Senses, a day spa within the same resort. So the Senses Spa is located next to the Wedding Pavilion area and in the fitness center at Grand Floridian. So they're moving the regular spa services there, and they're putting Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique in the Ivy Trellis Salon, or what used to be the Ivy Trellis Salon at Grand Floridian. This will all be done this summer, according to Disney. This spring, work will begin on the Magic Kingdom Boutique, installing more chairs and a very special magic mirror, according to the official Disney Parks blog. The location will remain in operation during the remodeling, and no current reservations will be affected. You're okay. People who are going next week and have Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, you're good. Another Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique location is open now in the marketplace section of Disney Springs. This particular attraction is aimed for the ages of 3 through 12. The kids are given royal transformations into gallant knights or Disney princesses. Packages range from $64.95 to $450, the latter of which includes elements such as a crystal tiara and a detailed Disney princess dress. Knight packages complete with swords and shields run between $19.95 and $79.95. It's for girls and boys, but not for adults. Major new, I already said that. The 270-acre solar facility is open. For foodies, there's no shortage of specialty and limited time eats on the menu at favorite restaurants in Disney Springs. Look no further than House of Blues Restaurant and Bar for classic New Orleans favorites such as steak po' boys, made special for this Mardi Gras event, jambalaya, gumbo, and bourbon bread pudding. You can also grab all of these dishes at the Smokehouse grab-and-go window now through March 5th. In addition to delicious bites, there will be live music, drink specials, and prizes March 1st through 5th in the House of Blues courtyard. With no cover or reservations required, this is a celebration guests won't want to miss. Over in the landing of Disney Springs, Carnival is back at Maria and Enzo's Ristorante. This annual festival began in Venice, Italy, and commemorates the joyous gathering of family and friends to eat, drink, dance, and celebrate life together. March 5th is when you can book and get a front row seat to live entertainment, including singers, stilt walkers, jugglers, mimes, face painters, folk dancers, and more, all while indulging in signature Italian cuisine. During this limited time engagement, you can enjoy the prefix Feast of Carnival selections, or you can order a la carte from the regular menu at Maria and Enzo's. The coral reef tanks in the seas are closed for refurbishment, according to WDWNT. A cast member said it started on Monday of this week and should be only taking about a week. So if you're trying to see the aquariums right now in the Seas Pavilion, you can't, but it should be done by the end of this week. Cast members at Disneyland got a sneak peek at what the costumes across Galaxy's Edge will look like, and they have taken the internet to share the details because Disney let them. It looks like cast members will have over 20 different costumes in the land and have the option to mix and match pieces as they can create a unique look. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's so exciting. It's becoming real. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge costumes have been released. Food and beverage costumes have 3 different styles with aprons designed to look like sewn together food sacks. How cool. I want to work there. If I were to Disney World as a cast member, I would want to work in this land. Now, I would want to work in this land in Disneyland if I was wearing that puffy jacket because it is hot in Disney World. Look at this stuff. It's so cool. Smuggler's Run costumes feature bright vests. This is the Millennium Falcon ride. They're turquoise. Rise of the Resistance costumes are designed to only be worn by rebels and only seen by rebels. And this is what they look like. These are the Rise of the Resistance costumes. These are some too. Just like Pandora, the World of Avatar, special name tags have been designed to display that cast members in Batuu work for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Their name will be in English, and then right underneath it in Arabic, and then the word Batuu in Arabic will also be on the name tags. Designs for the costumes will vary throughout the Village, Smuggler's Run, and Rise of the Resistance areas to reflect the attraction shops and their stories. How cool! For a limited time this spring, guests at select Disney parks around the world will have the opportunity to encounter the one and only Captain Marvel. Her movie comes out next Friday. Beginning in March at Disney's California Adventure Park, Captain Marvel makes a triumphant arrival on an armored shield vehicle, escorted by a team of agents on her way to Hangar 12 in the northeast corner of Hollywoodland. As her jet fighter is being readied for a special mission, Captain Marvel lines up a gathering of recruits for a heroic encounter and inspires them to go higher, further, faster. Captain Marvel touches down March 8th at Shanghai Disneyland, where she'll appear at the Pepsi E stage in Tomorrowland. And when she drops in at Disneyland Paris on March 23rd, Captain Marvel will be reinforcing the team in their fight to save the universe and joining guests for heroic encounters at the Blockbuster Cafe, all during the next Marvel Season of Superheroes event at the Walt Disney Studios Park in Disneyland Paris. Opening in theaters on March 8th, Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel is an all-new adventure that follows the journey of ace Air Force pilot Carol Danvers as she becomes one of the most powerful heroes in the universe. When Earth is caught in the middle of a galactic war between aliens from other planets, apparently. So that's Captain Marvel. She'll start meet and greeting in Disneyland at California Adventure, Disneyland Paris, and in Shanghai. Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure returns to Disney Channel this Sunday, March 3rd. Yay, I love that show. So cool. Best day ever. During a stroll through Magic Kingdom on Wednesday morning, WDW&T uncovered new sweet treats at Big Top Souvenirs, a Mickey Donut Shortbread Cookie. It's very much like Disney to theme foods after other items or other food items. At first, we thought these would be the same cookies as the ones given out during the Minnie Mouse Donut Ear Annual Pass Holder event, but they are truly delicious shortbread cookies. Here's what they look like. Little shortbread cookies look like Mickey Donuts. There are two kinds, one with pink vanilla frosting and another with chocolate. Both include crunchy sprinkles. The frosting resembles the top of a donut with the middle and the ears, each taking the shape of a large donut with smaller donut ears. The cookies cost $5.49 each and can be redeemed for a snack credit on the Disney Dining Plan. All right. We're going to start talking about Star Wars Land. There's been Entertainment Weekly got to go this week, and another news outlet got to go inside the land at Disneyland and got to go inside the rides and then got to send out pictures so we could all see it and get a better idea of what it's going to be like. And they also got to go in the stores. They got to see the new merchandise. They got to see the new food items. They got to see which restaurants will be in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So let's start talking about it. Woohoo! The Droid Depot is one of the stores, one of the retail establishments that will be in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. It is located in the market, inviting patrons to pick parts and pieces off a conveyor belt and then build and customize their astromech droids, R series or BB series, up to you. The droids are capable of interacting with elements in the land. That's so cool. Responding to guest behaviors. Additional programming chips and accessories can be added to the droids to further customize their abilities. The Droid Depot will also offer guests pre-built droids, including a C-3PO who has quite a bit to say, especially if you accidentally take off his head and put it on backwards. And a Rex who will happily play whatever music you have on your smartphone through an intergalactic Bluetooth connection. The shop also offers droid-inspired products and much more, and intergalactic tourists needn't fret as all merchandise will be labeled in dollars. Meanwhile, at Savvy's workshop, guests are given the opportunity to draw upon the Force as they make their own elegant lightsaber. Oh my goodness. At the heart of every saber is a kyber crystal, and during the guided tour, each guest will have 4 options to choose from for their crystal. A Peace Justice crystal, which is modeled after Jedi from the Republic era, power control crystals, which are a nod to the Sith, elemental nature crystals, which are harnessing the air, earth, fire, and water, and defense crystals, which are shrouded in mystery. Will you embrace the light side of the Force like Luke Skywalker or the dark side of the Force? Inside Doak Ondar's Den of Antiquities, be careful how you say that one, visitors will find a selection of mysterious and rare items for sale representing different eras of the Star Wars galaxy, including ancient Jedi and Sith artifacts, holocrons, lightsabers, and more. As they explore the shop's nooks and crannies, they will find Doc at his desk, checking his inventory, taking calls, and barking orders at his assistants. Guests who venture to the creature stall will find some fascinating and unusual beasts from all across the galaxy, ranging from the friendly porgs and tauntauns to the not-so-friendly rathtars and wampas. Nearby, you'll find the Sorry, I'm moving to the next page. Nearby, you'll find the Tordarian Toymaker stall, offering items crafted by its namesake alien, first seen buzzing around Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars The Phantom Menace. It peddles artisan-style plush characters, wood and tin toys, and instruments. You can adopt a porg. That's all I need to hear. The porg's coming home with me. All right. Here are some of the things you can buy at the antiquities store. Resistance Supply is a makeshift resource location at the Resistance's hidden command post, selling badges, hats, pins, and other accessories to help guests feel like part of the cause. On the flip side, First Order Cargo is a temporary storage dock located near the market. Easily identified by a never-before-seen First Order TIE Echelon, which is a new ship, it gives interstellar tourists a chance to pledge their loyalty to the First Order by purchasing caps, gear, model ships, pins, and more. This is the first place they touch down. Brad Schoenberg, the director of merchandise strategy and park experience development at Walt Disney World Resort, says of the First Order's cargo vendors. They are trying to win the hearts and minds of locals with propaganda and merchandise. One thing you won't find: evergreen Star Wars products. Everything was created specifically for Galaxy's Edge, or as Brad puts it, we're giving today's consumers an experience only we can deliver. Items reflect the stories of yore as they've been told throughout Black Spire Outpost. With a vast array of innovative goods, he adds, there are many levels of discovery. Check out a range of products available exclusively at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You can get your own costumes, of course. Holocrons. That 709, we think, is kind of a shout out to J.J. Abrams because he directed movie 7 and movie 9 of the new trilogy. More costumes. Again, these are all available for purchase. Here's an example of some of the droids from the Droid Depot that you can build. Here's an example of some of the lightsabers from the lightsaber place you can build. Here's some examples of the animals you can adopt from the critter stall. There's a pork. Here's some examples of the handmade toys that are in one of the shops. There's also busts of famous heroes in the Star Wars universe. As you can see there, I see a Yoda. More costumes. These look like Jedi costumes. And Rey. Yeah. Okay. Now for the very exciting stuff. The Millennium Falcon inside ride pictures. The Millennium Falcon doesn't reveal itself right away. It waits to be found. Disneyland and Walt Disney World visitors will already be far within the 14-acre Star Wars-themed world of Galaxy's Edge, full of droid shops, shady cantinas, and clandestine lightsaber manufacturers when they finally happen upon the Millennium Falcon. Turn a corner or climb a staircase, and suddenly there it is after all these years. The life-size starship is the centerpiece of the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run ride, which will finally give fans a chance to fly the fastest ship in the galaxy with the new park expansions open in Anaheim this summer and Orlando in the fall. Entertainment Weekly is taking you along on the tour that they received last week in the Disneyland Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. You approach from the same perspective that Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi had when they lay eyes on the Han Solo and Chewbacca's ride for the first time in 1977's original Star Wars. You'll be more impressed than they were, but this is still not the Falcon in peak physical condition. Oh yeah, this is going to be the coolest land ever. It's popped with blaster burns, and its thrusters are gasping to activate. It's a little worse for the wearer, says Asa Kalama, who is the Imagineering creative director who is guiding this tour. You're going to hear the engines trying to turn over as they try to reactivate some of the systems. Occasionally, visitors will see a familiar walking carpet on a rooftop or crouching beneath the undercarriage to supervise the restoration. That battle damage, it buffs right out, says Scott Trowbridge, the Imagineering creative executive in charge of the whole land. At this point in the Falcon's history, Han Solo is a stranger to us. It is no stranger to us, but porgs are. Chewie has entered with the Weequay space pirate Hondo Ohnaka, a charming scoundrel from the Clone Wars and Rebels animated series, to fund refurbishment of the Falcon while using it to run contraband throughout the galaxy. The ship is parked facing outward with its engines flanking a curved loading dock embedded in the mountainside that frames Black Spire Outpost, the Casablanca-like crossroads where this real-world chapter of the Star Wars story is set. Inside the mountain is a shipping operation where visitors will wait in line for their chance to fly in, or their chance to climb into the cockpit. As with everything in Galaxy's Edge, this becomes part of a story. You're not tourists waiting in line for an amusement park ride. You and your fellow guests are signing up to be freelance smugglers for Ohnaka Transport Solutions. One thing Disney Parks officials would not discuss is how they plan to manage crowds when Galaxy's Edge opens. But they did outline how they plan to make the long wait for Smuggler's Run more entertaining for visitors. Like the Indiana Jones ride that opened in Disneyland in 1995, the Millennium Falcon line will snake through passageways and storage rooms that serve as a prologue to your takeoff. The line starts at ground level, curves along the back of the Falcon so visitors can get a closer look from that perspective. From there, you climb a set of stairs that lead to catwalks circling the mechanic shop, where other ships and engines are under repair. Along the exterior wall, there are some narrow triangular windows with a close-up view of the radar dish atop the Falcon. Visitors are likely to cluster around those, squeezing in for a glimpse and a photo, but around the next corner, the line bends along the back of a picture window with a long, unobstructed view of the top of the Falcon and the town of Black Spire Outpost beyond. As you head back into the depths of the shipping center, the Disney Play app on smartphones is why you need to download it. Allow visitors to scan the shipping crates. So the Play Disney app on your smartphone can scan the shipping crates in line at the Millennium Smuggler's Run ride, revealing the true contents of what Hondo Ohnaka is trying to send around the galaxy on your mission. Soon you'll enter the control room. Standing on the bridge, waiting to greet you with his sales pitch is Hondo Ohnaka. Hondo is a smuggler, a shipping and logistics coordinator. A completely above-board businessman, Trowbridge joked. He's got cargo to move, he's got ships to fly, and don't ask about the cargo and don't ask where he got the ships. The alien with the spiky beard and turtle shell skin has a jolly disposition despite a lifetime of... Yeah, I can't see. There's a share word on the top of this, so it's hard to read it. The figure looming over you is a state-of-the-art animatronic with dialogue delivered in his signature Russian Caribbean accent by Winnie the Pooh voice actor Jim Cummings, who performed Hondo on the animated Star Wars shows. He was also the in-character narrator of the Lou Anders book Pirate's Price, which concludes with him bringing the Falcon to Black Spire Outpost. What Hondo would like to present is a very above-board operation, but we come to learn it's more nefarious than we believe, Kalama says. Slight spoiler, using the Disney Play app to scan shipping crates along the wait line will reveal that he's running blasters to help the Resistance. So he's not all bad. The Resistance gets some supplies they need and makes Hondo a very, very rich Weequay, Trowbridge says. We'll, of course, share in the profits with Hondo if we're successful on our mission. We'll split it 90-10, carry the 1, minus the 10%. It will all work out in the end somehow. Okay, he's a little bad. At least he's a boss, but he has his charms too. The opportunity to bring a character from animation into real life was something that we've never done before, says Carrie Beck, who is the Lucasfilm Story Group's VP of Animation and Live Action Shows. But he's not reliving a moment that you've seen in the animation. This is actually a new moment in his journey that you'll get to experience just here in the park. While the Hondo animatronic assesses the room full of would-be smugglers, his assistant, the grubby astromech droid R528, summons the Falcon. In the windows behind Hondo, which are actually a video screen, you'll see this Falcon rise up from its place in the courtyard and lower down into the interior docking bag. The Falcon outside never moves, of course, but this explains how you were able to board it from within the attraction. The final moments of waiting may be just as exciting as the ride itself. After consulting with Hondo, guests will be led down a jet bridge into a familiar location, the Falcon's chess room, where C-3PO once advised, let the Wookiee win. At this point, guests have already been assigned a flight group and a number. Hondo and Chewie, the 2 pilots, 2 gunners, and 2 flight engineers for each run. So 6 people will go in there with Hondo and Chewie. An operator will call out the number of each group when it's time for takeoff. In the meantime, you are free to roam about the cabin. Kalama says this was done because Imagineers knew fans would want some time to explore this part of the ship and take pictures without restrictions. Obviously, it's all a recreation, but after the immersive experience of Galaxy's Edge as a whole and the role play that comes from waiting in line, it's easy to get carried away by the emotion and the attention to detail. Many fans will be wandering this space like Luke in The Last Jedi, remembering all that once was here. Now you get to be a part of the Falcon's history, too. The Smuggler's Run ride has a choose-your-own adventure quality that allows your actions to determine the outcome of the mission. And, of course, it will go as galactic credits, whatever you do on this mission, into your Disney Play app. Here is what your cockpit will look like. They really are in control of the ship. It's a completely interactive experience, Trowbridge says. If gunners don't fire and hit the TIE fighter, maybe you'll get some shocks and take some damage on the ship, and then you've got to fix it. That's the job of the flight engineers seated in the back, who will have to push buttons to extinguish fires or redirect power. And if pilots don't fly right to avoid that oncoming mountain, your ship is going to smash into that wall, Trowbridge says. You're truly in control of what happens on your mission. Will there be any hint of L337 Londo Calrissian's droid co-pilot, whose consciousness joined with the Falcon when she was mortally wounded in Solo: A Star Wars Story? There are interesting things to discover in the cockpit, Kalama answered cryptically. The actual mission was not operational for Entertainment Weekly to take a spin, but we did see concept art of the Falcon flying through a cavernous cistern with a giant tentacled beast lashing out from within the tubes, keeping the interior lake filled. Other than that, the details of the mission are yet to be revealed. When the flight is over and you return to Batuu, you land in the same town square. Then you descend into the basement of the shipping center for an exit on the outside. There you'll see the Falcon parked right where you left it. Your reputation as a smuggler will travel with you, however. The Disney Play app on your phone tracks your experience and transmits that information throughout Galaxy's Edge. Go into Oga's Cantina for a post-flight Bespin Fizz, and the bartender may say something like, "Aren't you a part of that crew that wrecked the Falcon? Hondo's pretty unhappy with you." Not happy with your story? You can always change it. You'll just have to get back in line and try again. Oh, it's time for food. Time for food. And there are more restaurants than I thought there were going to be in this land. So here's some pictures before we go into the descriptions. There's the blue milk, and there's also a green milk, and it's all non-dairy. If you're like C-3PO, who thinks space travel sounds rather perilous, or if you simply want to unwind after a daring day of wandering through Black Spire Outpost, look no further than Oga's Cantina, where even the blaster bolt scorches on the walls tell a story. Run by an intriguing alien proprietor, Oga Gara, this watering hole invites guests to share their tales from around the galaxy as they enjoy exotic beverages served in unique vessels. Potations with alcohol include Bespin Fizz, Bloody Rancor, Dog Bus Slug Slinger, Fuzzy Tauntaun, Jedi Mind Trick, Jet Juice, The Outer Rim, Spyrin Calf, T16 Skyhopper, and Yub Nub. A non-alcoholic libations will include Black Spire Brew, Blue Bantha, Carbon Freeze, Cliff Dweller, Hyperdrive Punch It, Jabba Juice, Mugan Tea, and Tareen Tea. And provisions include a cantina mix. Keep your spaceships parked, as all beverages in Oga's Cantina will be the same on both coasts. You'll find Oga lurking in the shadows, and locals know better than to dare cross the proprietor. DJ R3X, formerly known as Captain Rex, the Starspeeder 3000 pilot droid from Star Tours, now calls Oga's Cantina his home, where he's in charge of providing the musical entertainment. Feeling hungrier than a Leviathan? Head over to Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo, a multi-purpose transport shuttle docked atop a large hangar for traveling food shuttles. That's where Chef Strono Cookie Tuggs has converted his modified Cinar Call Utilipede transport into a popular mobile kitchen and restaurant. His travels across the galaxy allow him to fill his pantry with exotic ingredients, and he's proud to present Tuggs Grub, a traveling diner for diners traveling, inspired by dishes that he created during his time working for Maz Kanata on Takodana. Non-alcoholic beverages include the Fatro and Moof juice, while entrees include the braised shock roast, featuring beef pot roast with cavatelli pasta, kale, and mushrooms, the fried Andorian tip yip, which is a decadent chicken dish with roasted vegetable mash and herb gravy, the Felucian garden spread, which is a plant-based kefta meatball dish with herb hummus and tomato cucumber relish with pita bread, the Ithorian garden loaf, which is a plant-based meatloaf dish served with roasted vegetable mash, seasonal vegetables, and mushroom sauce. The smoked Kadu ribs, which features smoked country sticky pork ribs with blueberry corn muffin and cabbage slaw. The oven-roasted burra fish, featuring Dijon-crusted sustainable fish with mixed greens, roasted vegetables, quinoa, and pumpkin seeds with a creamy green curry ranch dressing. The oven-roasted tip yip, which is featured roasted chicken with mixed greens, roasted vegetables, quinoa, and pumpkin seeds with a creamy green curry ranch dressing. And the Yob shrimp noodle salad, a marinated noodle salad with chilled shrimp. Dessert options include a raspberry crema dressing. Wait, hold on. Doesn't make sense. A raspberry crema puff with passion fruit mousse, and a chocolate cake with white chocolate mousse and coffee custard. Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo has 2 children's menu options, a fried chicken with macaroni and cheese and a chilled shrimp with vegetables and rice noodle salad with sweet orange dressing. Meanwhile, Ronto Roasters' large pod racing engine will be firing up a barbecue pit for mouth-watering sandwiches. When customers line up to order, they will encounter a former smelter droid carefully turning the spit of meats and complaining about his job. Items include the Milo Run juice, the turkey jerky, and the Ronto wrap filled with spiced grilled sausage and roasted pork. Guests will also be able to choose from a variety of exotic non-alcoholic drinks like the Sour Sarlacc or the Tatooine Sunset. Elsewhere in the bustling market, the milk stand will offer 2 local favorites, Blue Milk, first seen in Star Wars A New Hope, and Green Milk, introduced in Star Wars The Last Jedi. 4 years ago, the team visited Lucasfilm to get ideas for the ingredients, according to Michelle Gondreau, who is the food and beverage director at Disneyland Resort. Brian Koziol, who's the food and beverage concept development director at Walt Disney World Resort, and Brian Piasecki, who's the culinary director of concept development at Walt Disney World Resort. Lucasfilm's response: you get to write the story. After brainstorming what a bantha might consume in order to produce the blue milk, for example, they landed on plant-based dairy milk, allowing more guests to enjoy it. Yay! I get to have blue milk. Other vendors in the area will highlight local delicacies like Colorful Outpost Mix, which is a popcorn snack combining savory, spicy, and sweet flavors, available to try at Katsaka's Kettle. Here's what the shrimp bowl looks like. That one looks like a chicken bowl. And actually, this reminds me of Satuli Canteen. Looks like the fish, the Dijon-crusted fish. Here's the popcorn they just described. Very colorful. And here's one of the desserts. No, wait, that's the rib with the muffin. Yeah. Here's the pot roast looking stuff, which is not, or the meatloaf, one of the two. It all looks very good. That one looks like it has the green curry sauce on it. Here's some fun drinks. And then again is the blue milk and the green milk. Plant-based. Star Wars characters have droids to help them explore their world, and you'll have your smartphone. As you explore Black Spire Outpost inside Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland and Disney World, you will be able to use the Play Disney Parks app on your device to learn more about the events unfolding around you and become part of the story yourself. Since the First Order arrived at Black Spire Outpost, they've started uploading a surveillance system to the door control panels to monitor what's going on in the outpost, says Anisha Deshmain, who's an assistant producer with Imagineering who helped develop the interactive elements in the land. Obviously, the Resistance may not want their actions to be tracked. They'd like to fly under the radar, so they're trying to fight back. There are scores of these surveillance boxes embedded in the walls around town, and you can use the Play Disney app to hack into them by solving a simple puzzle. Then you can choose to either deactivate them to help the resistance or reactivate them to aid the First Order. As time goes on, the game runs out and a winner is declared. The Play Disney app will read markers on containers and buildings that reveal a little bit more about what's inside of them. On the Rise of the Resistance and Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run rides, it'll pass the time in line by filling you in on facts about the impending missions. Some of the labels will be encrypted, so users will have to solve a simple puzzle as a description key that will allow them to reveal the contents. The app will also make it easier to be a stranger in a strange land. As you walk through, there are amazing languages written on walls and carved into stone, says Imagineering concept designer Casey Ging. You'll hear characters speaking in their native alien tongue. The Translate app is a way for you to actually understand what they're talking about. You can automatically hear audio or scan some of the written text with the Play Disney Parks app. Wherever you see the Star Wars language of Arabic, the app will help you translate it, revealing that this sign above an entryway reads Sabian Son, salvage. There's a story behind these supposed junk dealers, too. They're secretly aiding the resistance by manufacturing lightsabers for Force-sensitive allies. Eavesdropping is another function of the Disney Play app in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. It's called tuning. This means listening in on the broadcast happening between the Resistance and the First Order, and various underworld gangs. There's communications going through all the antennas that you see scattered about, Ging says. To get an idea of what those transmissions are, you open your tuning tool on the app and you can locate transmissions that are being passed back and forth, sometimes between factions and sometimes just between villagers. Occasionally, the intercepted texts look like gibberish and another puzzle must be solved to decode them. This one might be something that somebody doesn't want you to hear, so that you can actually use your data pad to unscramble the transmission, isolate the signal, and understand that there is a secret transmission being sent by one of those factions, Ging says. Who wants to get a job while you're on vacation at Disneyland? It means joining the fight for either the heroes or the villains. Star Wars fans may consider signing up for duty. You never actually choose a side, light or dark, in Galaxy's Edge. It's not about waving a flag or putting on a uniform, although this will be the first place in a Disney park where adults are permitted to wear a costume. Your unique story is dictated simply by the actions you take and which side you choose to support. It's also possible to go rogue by siding with one of the local gangs who are playing both sides against each other. The Play Disney app allows visitors to engage with some of the full-scale droids rolling around the village, which will help them learn more about the word on the street and who is looking for help. Visitors can also sign on to take jobs with characters like Hondo Ohnaka, the pirate proprietor of the Millennium Falcon ride, who may ask you to help him by finding and transmitting schematics for a First Order starship. There will be points and rewards for completing tasks, adding heft to your digital Star Wars profile. But in the main thing visitors get is more personal involvement with the story of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. That ship schematic becomes something that you have a copy of, says Deshmain. That adventure within the land means that you're collecting more and more information as you loop around. Wow, this is going to be so cool. Batuu used to be a quiet nowhere. Now it's on the front line of conflict. The planet's way station for interplanetary travelers, Blackspire Outpost, is like an old Route 66 town in our world, bypassed by modern light-speed transit routes. It literally sits on the Galaxy's Edge, which gives this 14-acre Disneyland and Walt Disney World experience its name. If that sounds like the title of a Star Wars movie, that's intentional. Your visit is meant to feel like part of the galactic timeline set somewhere after the events of The Last Jedi and shortly before this December's Episode 9. That meant creating a story and a history around Blackspire Outpost with room to adapt to future Star Wars storytelling. We want to give the impression that this planet has always been around and that we're coming into it as travelers for the first time into Batuu, says Margaret Carrison, who is the managing story editor with Walt Disney Imagineering. There are layers and layers of history and all of these other characters, familiar and new, who have come and gone to this planet. This isn't a sleepy backwater anymore. The First Order recently sent a garrison here seeking something. We don't know what they're trying to find, but we know a little about the stormtroopers who are doing the hunting. The 709th, the Red Fury, says Scott Trowbridge, the Imaginary creative executive in charge of Galaxy's Edge. There are some stories to be told about those folks and why they're here and what they came looking for, or who they came looking for. This elite squad from the First Order has arrived on a new ship, the TIE Echelon, which has a cockpit similar to Kylo Ren's Batwing shuttle, but the curved foils of Darth Vader's TIE Advanced by one. A life-size version of the TIE Echelon is parked in the First Order controlled sector of the Black Spire outpost, near one of the entrances to the land. Don't try to touch it. The Red Fury does not like strangers approaching their ship. Just keep your head down and head to the blue milk stand on the other side of the courtyard. Early concept designs from Lucasfilm showed Batuu with a jagged geography, which also helps block out views from nearby Earth structures. And the writers reacted to the illustrations by asking questions that eventually became canon. Could they have been these tall, towering trees from hundreds of thousands of years ago? And could they have eroded and petrified over time into rock, says Carrie Beck, the Lucasfilm Story Group's VP of Animation and Live Action Shows. And what if one of these spires was really special? It's in the middle of the outpost, and that's how Black Spire Outpost got its name, because it was blacker than all the rest. Most of these skyscraper spires look like granite threaded with rusting iron strata, but one spike in the center of the town is glistening black like onyx, and its haunting presence is what made beings both ancient and modern choose to gather here. Everyone has different theories of what it is, so there isn't one answer because it happened so long ago, says Carrison. We were inspired by a lot of the mysteries that we have on Earth that we don't have answers to. Although it's a natural formation, the Black Spire holds a similar place in the minds of Batuu travelers as Stonehenge. Everyone has a story to tell about what the Black Spire is, Carrison said. Even parents have a bedtime story about its origins. There is no one answer, but there is something unusual about it, and there's talk and whispers among the locals. Lucasfilm Story Group member Pablo Hidalgo says fans should expect to see some of those stories turn up in Star Wars publishing in the near future, but it's already referenced in a few books and one movie available now. In Solo: A Star Wars Story, the droid L337 tells Lando, "You can't get from here to Black Spire without me." And Lou Anders' middle-grade novel, Pirate's Price, features Hondo Ohnaka remembering a long-ago Han and Chewie adventure while setting up his new Millennium Falcon smuggling operation on Batuu. In Timothy Zahn's Thrawn Alliances novel from last year, we learned that during the Clone Wars, Padme Amidala went missing on Batuu, and Anakin Skywalker came to Black Spire searching for her. Years later, Darth Vader would venture back to Batuu with Grand Admiral Thrawn on a mission from the Emperor. As people come to visit the cantina on Black Spire Outpost, this is the place where Vader once walked. And Thrawn and Padme, Beck says, we even know what Padme ordered at the cantina. Future books about Black Spire Outpost include Ethan Sachs' Galaxy's Edge comics for Marvel, the Black Spire novel by Phasma author Delilah S. Dawson, and Zoraida Cordova's YA book, or young adult book, A Crash of Fate. Each park worker or cast member in Disney parlance will also be playing a character as they go about their jobs. They may be serving up sandwiches at the Ronto Roaster, guiding you onto rides, or cleaning up the grounds, but they're also being trained in improvisation and role play. We're encouraging them to create their own identities and personas, said Carrison. They are local Batuans, but remember, some of these cast members might know nothing about Star Wars. We are encouraging them to know about their daily lives, where you work, you know what you're selling, and who you're working for. They're also being encouraged to talk about politics, although not Earth politics. Every worker will have an opinion of what's recently taken place here, which is the First Order arriving a couple of weeks ago, Carrison adds. There's a lot of gossiping, there's a lot of whispers and rumors about what's going on. There might be cast members who are resistance sympathizers helping them out. There might be some cast members who are First Order loyalists who are like, finally, Order. My goodness, someone's going to do something about this place, right? While training those who aren't savvy about Star Wars lore, they also love to restrict the workers who are super fans. We do have to set guardrails and parameters, Carrison says. Some are so incredibly excited that they're making up things that make us go, okay, wait, you can't be Han's second cousin, okay? Just months were opening at Disneyland this summer and Walt Disney World in the fall. Galaxy's Edge is still a work in progress. Most of the exterior buildings and spires have been constructed in Anaheim, but the interiors and ride mechanics are still being finished. The streets were slicks of mud when Entertainment Weekly visited, thanks to a deluge of recent Southern California rains. During our visit, masons were pounding in stones for walkways, plumbers were busy installing the refreshers, which is the Star Wars word for bathrooms, and landscapers were prepping to move in trees and plant life. There are countless control panels and other objects that can be interacted with via the Disney Play app. The marketplace will feature a water fountain that appears to be connected to a glass cistern. Every now and then, when a guest stops to take a drink, the eye stalk of a Dianoga creature, that water-dwelling thing that menaced Luke, Leia, Han, and Chewie in the Death Star trash compactor, will dart up into the cistern, then vanish back into the pipes amid the sound of it squirming through the plumbing. The stories are literally written on the walls around you and in the ground and in the spaces, said Robin Reardon, who is an executive producer with Imagineering. The full-size Millennium Falcon, part of the Smuggler's Run ride, is parked in the center of town. There are thriving shops surrounding it, like Doc Ondor's Den of Antiquities, which we've already talked about. Venture beyond Black Spire's gates and you'll find a place in the woods where the good guys have set up a hidden headquarters. Out here, you'll find a Blue Squadron X-Wing parked on a low platform outside an A-Wing fighter. This area is meant to be part of Batu's tranquil Surabat River Valley, where early planetary beings set up their own community. The ruins of living spaces built into the rock face call to mind centuries-old Earth structures, like the Pueblo cliffside dwellings carved into the sandstone of Mesa Verde National Park in Colorado. On Batu, a group of new residents have moved into these otherworldly caves and structures. These ruins are where the Rise of the Resistance ride begins, and nearby is a gigantic scuttled starship, ruins of a more recent sort, where that experience ends. Keep in mind, the Resistance doesn't think of this home base as permanent. They are in a weakened state, and if the First Order strikes, they'll have to take off in a hurry. They're here on Batu out of necessity, but you'll have to visit the park and maybe see episode 9 to understand exactly why this place is important to both sides. One of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge centerpieces will be Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, and thanks to reports from D23 and Entertainment Weekly, we now have a better look than ever at the new attraction. Entertainment Weekly's Anthony Breznicon got a first look at the attraction and provided a detailed description of this new immersive experience, dubbed one of the most advanced and immersive experiences ever undertaken by Walt Disney Imagineering. The wait line begins beneath a mobile cannon turret, which forms an archway to a path leading to ancient alien ruins carved in the rocky cliffs of the planet Batu. The ground is hardened mud, actually concrete, but go with it, where you can see footprints of resistance soldiers and the tracks of an R2 astromech droid. Actually, it's the R2 astromech R2-D2 for real. We got access to one of the original Kenny Baker and New Hope 1976-77 era droids, and we took rubbings at the bottom of the droid feet, says Paul Bailey, a show systems engineer with Imagineering. He then digitized those treads and turned them into 3 wheels on a little trolley. I'll set the scene for you, says Kristen Michaela, art director for Imagineering. There's a busy construction site. There are lots of people around pouring hand-scraped concrete. All of a sudden, one of them just jumps on this little trolley and someone else pulls him through the concrete. Like that, R2-D2 has left his mark. Even though no Star Wars fan has ever studied the bottom of that droid's rollers, it shows the extreme effort at fidelity that the art directors pursued. The R2 tracks continue down this curving tree-lined path until we arrive at the caves, which are man-made or alien-made, depending on what we think lived on Batu centuries ago. The Resistance likes to set up in the ruins of ancient civilizations like on Yarvan 4, says Imagineering creative director John Lorena, referring to the temple base targeted by the Death Star in 1977 Star Wars. The story of Galaxy's Edge is that the Resistance and the First Order are both visiting Black Spire outposts in search of something. Maybe December's episode 9 will illuminate that more. The idea is the Resistance set up only a week ago, and if they need to run, they can abandon this place fast, Lorena says. Inside the Pueblo-like carved living spaces of the ancient Batuans, the line of would-be Resistance volunteers passes an animated gonk droid, who is basically a walking battery, powering the lights and communications gear. There's a lot of Resistance tech in here, Lorena says, waving at the cables and communication screens hung haphazardly on the cave walls. Throughout the line, guests will pick up on transmissions that hint of an encroaching First Order Legion. But there are other things to explore, too. The line winds through a cave with a dry aqueduct and shallow dips in the flat shelves of rock. These were depressions used to clean and wash things, Lorena says, flashing a smile, but now it's good for sitting. A little further along, a line weaves through the ancient worship site, although the little alcoves in the wall, lined with mineral weeping stones, are missing the sacred objects that they once held. The Play Disney Parks app on visitors' phones will share information with them as they go through the line, though sometimes it only raises questions without answers. Nearby is another mysterious room with numerous archways in the stone sealed shut with smaller smooth rocks. Is this where people would sleep, or is this where beings are interred? Lorena says. The good guys aren't very careful with ancient archaeology sites. They've used laser torches to carve open the ruins to create wider space for their blaster arsenal and flight equipment. Indiana Jones would not approve. But in the heat of battle, you do what you have to do. The Play Disney app can be used to read the names on some of the X-Wing suits, which are printed in the Star Wars language of Arabesh. As you enter the Heart of Resistance Command, a familiar droid appears, BB-8. He comes bearing a hologram of Ridley as Rey, telling visitors that they have to board a transport soon for a mission led by Poe Dameron. From there, a bay door opens and guests are hustled out past Dameron's signature black X-Wing and into the cargo bay of a transport flown by another well-known Star Wars figure, Nien Nunb, who is the Sulistan alien co-pilot who helped Lando Calrissian blow up the second Death Star. An animatronic version of the character barks at his passengers from the front, his jowls flapping like a stack of pancakes. For the voice, Imagineers hired Kenyan actor Kipsang Rotik, who spoke the dialogue for the character in his native Kalenjin and Kikuyu languages in both Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. Like R2-D2's tracks, no detail was too small for authenticity. Once the transport doors close, visitors watch on monitors as they are cleared for takeoff. Before the ship rises, Isaac emerges from the control center and climbs into his X-Wing, continuing to communicate with Nunb and your ship as you all lift off into space. Before long, the convoy is intercepted by a First Order Star Destroyer. Poe can't fight it off on his own, so he has to retreat, promising to bring back help. A tractor beam pulls the transport into the destroyer, and when the doors open, guests are standing in a giant auditorium-sized First Order hangar filled with scores of stormtroopers and hung with TIE fighters along the walls. The stormtroopers will be animatronic, with slight movement suggesting they are alive, but they'll also be slightly smaller than visitors realize to create the illusion that the hangar, which is truly massive, is even bigger. The TIE fighter on one distant wall is significantly smaller than the humans working on it. The TIE fighter, move along, resistant scum. That's not normally the way Disney ride operators talk to guests, but in this case, the First Order guides have license to be rotten. They're the bad guys. From there, the visitors are hustled into a room similar to the one where Kylo Ren once tortured Poe Dameron. You don't stay here long. Soon, you learn something valuable that the Resistance will need to fight the First Order, and once you get broken out of this cell, the real ride continues. Disney Parks officials won't say exactly how long Rise of the Resistance lasts, but they say it's not the 28 minutes that has been rumored online. Once you flee the interrogation room, you board a trackless cart that will guide you through the rest of the ride, gliding through one hangar that contains 2 towering AT-ATs and eventually bringing you face to mask with Kylo Ren. Exactly how he and Finn appear in the ride is still under wraps, but Imagineers confirm that both Driver and Boyega are involved in bringing the characters to life. It's unclear how the ride will conclude, but it's safe to assume it ends up returning you back to Blackspire Outpost, most likely near the wreckage of a giant starship where scrap merchant Sabi, the local secret lightsaber builder, is known to be recovering materials. What happens during the escape is unknown, but we'll know soon enough as Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens in Disneyland this June and Disney's Hollywood Studios this fall. These are actually the droid shops and the lightsaber shops that you're seeing now. All right, let me see if there's any more Star Wars stuff before I move on to Disney Cruise Lines 2020 itineraries. There's all that. Oh, this is interesting. Star Tours, it was announced today, will remain at Disneyland and Walt Disney World even after Galaxy's Edge opens, according to ScreenRant.com. That's interesting, because a lot of people didn't think it would still live. Anticipation is so high for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge that one expert estimates people will wait 10 hours just to enter through the front gates when the land opens late fall in Orlando. This is according to the OrlandoSentinel.com. So the Disney Imagineers who designed the attractions in Florida and California are trying to do their part in keeping the crowds amused. The 14-acre land being built simultaneously in California and Florida is trying something different from most other Disney parks. It was constructed with elevation changes designed to make it easier for people to see by keeping crowds down lower and key monuments up higher, said Disney Imagineer Chris Beatty. The centerpiece Millennium Falcon spaceship will be what Beatty calls the most photographed ship in existence in the galaxy. We've made it so you can turn the corner and see the Millennium Falcon, says Beatty, an executive creative director. We've taken you up in the grade so that you can get that overlook. The Orlando Sentinel was one of a handful of media outlets that toured the Disneyland construction site recently and spoke with Disney leaders about the vision behind the project. The company is developing contingency plans in preparation for the human deluge, says Scott Trowbridge, one of the leaders of the project, after a reporter asked if a scene of elbow-to-elbow and stroller-to-stroller crowds would take away from the guest experience. If it gets to the point where it's no longer fun, are we really serving our goal, said Trowbridge, portfolio creative executive. We want people to be comfortable. We don't want people to be we don't want them to be just enduring the experience. We want you to have a good time, and that was not lost on us. But Disney would not provide the details about how it will handle the crowds, including whether prices will increase, special passes will be required, or park hours will be expanded. In recent times, Disney has acknowledged it charges higher prices to manage high demand at its parks, which are often packed during the year. At Galaxy's Edge, it's inevitable people will stand in line and wait 6 or more hours to ride an attraction because they already do so at Animal Kingdom's Flight of Passage ride, said Lynn Testa, a computer scientist who studies wait times and runs touring plans to help visitors with their trips. He predicts both rides at the new Star Wars land will have a peak 6 to 7 hour wait time without a fast pass unless Disney limits the lines. And the average wait time likely will hover around 3 to 4 hours for the first 6 months, he said. It will feel like the bustling Christmas crowds year-round at Hollywood Studios, which only has a fraction of the rides at Disneyland. Testa said he believes attendance at the Orlando park could jump 20 to 30% in 2020, compared with 2019 after the land has been open a full year. Opening day could bring the 10-hour wait times just to get into the front gate, he said. The line for Rise of Resistance, one of Disney's most sophisticated rides ever, has a winding queue to hold long lines and features rooms with props, including authentic orange resistance flight suits and helmets, weapons, and a glowing star map seen in the movies. Spotted in the line queue were a water fountain, but no bathrooms. In the end, the buzz is so high that people will be willing to camp out or pull out their pocketbooks to be among the first to see the new attraction, Testa said. If Disneyland had a preview and they priced it at $1,000, it would sell out, he said. I think Disney knows this. There you go, kids. It will not be cheap if you want to skip the lines. We don't know exactly what it'll be. That's just an estimate, but it will not be cheap. Okay, let me go to some other news I skipped. I told you there's a lot of stuff today. All right, Disney Cruise Line. There it is. In summer of 2020, Disney Cruise Line will embark on a variety of itineraries around the world, including a long-awaited return to Greece. How exciting. And the addition of 5 first-time ports of call in Europe. Along with an expanded European season aboard the Disney Magic, adventures will continue across the fleet with sailings to Alaska, the Caribbean, and the Bahamas. Return to Greece in the summer of 2020 on the Disney Magic as part of 3 special Mediterranean voyages departing from Rome. During 1 12-night and 2 9-night cruises, you can marvel at the beautiful landscapes and archaeological wonders of destinations like Piraeus, the gateway to Athens, Katakolon near ancient Olympia, and the islands of Santorini, Mykonos, and Crete. Each of these unique Mediterranean itineraries combines a selection of stops in Greece with visits to other notable cities in the region. 2 of the sailings include a new port of call in Messina, Italy, where guests can visit landmarks in Sicily such as Mount Etna, the highest and most active volcano in Europe, or the Piazza del Duomo, which is the city's historic center. The third features a return to the Pearl of the Adriatic, which is Dubrovnik, Croatia, for the first time in 5 years. Additional new ports of call in Europe include Gdynia, Poland, Nordfjord, Norway, Plymouth, England, and Zeebrugge, Belgium. This new collection of destinations is part of the Disney Magic's Grand Tour of Europe in the summer of 2020, which begins with sailings through the Mediterranean and Greek Isles before heading to Northern Europe in late summer for cruises to the Baltic, British Isles, and the Norwegian fjords. Alaskan Adventures in 2020 on the Disney Wonder, which will return to Alaska for the summer season, opening up a world of breathtaking natural vistas, magnificent glaciers, and awe-inspiring wildlife. These 7-night itineraries depart from Vancouver, Canada, with visits to Juneau, Skagway, Ketchikan, Icy Strait Point, and Dawes Glacier. Each sailing features fun and adventure both in port and on the ship. From stunning scenery and one-of-a-kind port adventures in each destination to its special touches that bring the splendor and spirit of Alaska to life on board. In addition to the 7-night Eastern and Western Caribbean cruises from Port Canaveral near Orlando, Florida, the Disney Fantasy will embark on a variety of itineraries to the Caribbean and Bahamas throughout the summer of 2020. These include 5 and 9-night Caribbean sailings, along with 3, 4, and 5-night Bahamian cruises, 3 of which will feature 2 stops at Disney's private island, Castaway Cay. Double dippers. The Disney Dream will provide even more opportunities for guests to visit Castaway Cay in the summer of 2020 with 3, 4, and 5-night Bahamian cruises, including a series of sailings with 2 calls to the private island paradise. Each sailing aboard the Fantasy and the Dream allows you to experience the magic of Disney entertainment, which includes themed dining spaces, Broadway-style shows, and more, while also immersing you in the charming island cultures of tropical destinations throughout the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Now, you could also have guided experiences with Adventures by Disney as part of these cruises. In summer of 2020, Disney Cruise Line guests can enrich their cruise vacation with a variety of add-on packages from Adventures by Disney, a leader in family guided group vacations. Highlights include brand new ways to experience the Caribbean, a return to Alaska, and popular packages in Northern Europe and the Mediterranean. With Adventures by Disney, you can book the ultimate Disney cruise experience on select sailings in Alaska, Europe, and new for 2020, the Caribbean. They never do Adventures by Disney on the Caribbean sailing, so this is new. Throughout the voyage, knowledgeable adventure guides provide dedicated service both on board and in port as they lead guests on specially curated excursions, interactive activities, and off-the-beaten-path adventures. On board the ship, guests enjoy unique experiences and premium amenities exclusive to Adventures by Disney, such as an intimate talkback session with a Walt Disney Theater cast member, followed by behind-the-scenes costume and prop activity. How cool. You can also do a pre-cruise escape with Adventures by Disney. These are available in Rome, London, Barcelona, Copenhagen. These 2 to 3 night escapes feature unforgettable experiences in iconic cities, such as a private after-hours visit to the Vatican museums and the Sistine Chapel in Rome, plus activities like flamenco dancing, mosaic making, and preparing local cuisine immerse families in the culture of each region. All right, so here's when I can book them for you. Bookings open online and by phone to the Platinum Castaway Club members and Golden Oak Club members on March 4th. So you have to be a Platinum Castaway Club member or a Golden Oak member in order for me to book for you on March 4th. Bookings open online and by phone to Gold Castaway Club members on March 5th. If you are a Silver Castaway Club member, an Adventure Insider, meaning you've been on Adventures by Disney vacation, or you are a Disney Vacation Club member, then March 6th is the day we can start booking your 2020 summer adventures. And then finally, bookings open online and by phone to the general public on March 7th. So if you're not one of those things, I can start quoting and booking for you on March 7th. All right, let's talk about some pass holder merchandise for the Flower and Garden Festival, which starts March 6th this week at Epcot. First up, pass holders can add 2 new event-specific magnets to their collection. A Pluto magnet will be available March 6th through April 10th, and a Daisy magnet will be available April 11th through June 3rd. Both available, of course, while supplies last. This is the first time both of these characters will be featured on complimentary pass holder magnets. To pick up yours, you stop into Mouse Gear or Port of Entry and show your valid annual pass card and photo ID. There will also be pass holder exclusive merchandise released throughout the festival. Starting March 6th, pass holders can find a Figment t-shirt, a Tervis tumbler, mug, and limited edition magic band, as well as 2 trading pins, a Pandora charm, a Donald and Spike mug, and a Dooney and Burke tassel tote. Then on April 11th, pass holders can return to find Tervis stem glass, mini mug, ladies tank top, and baseball cap, as well as a Goofy mug, t-shirt, and baseball cap. Pass holders can present their annual pass card to receive a 20% discount. Merchandise is available also while supplies last. Pass holders can also purchase an exclusive Pluto cookie at Taste Track on March 6th, or an exclusive Daisy cookie for purchase at Taste Track on April 11th, again, while supplies last. All right, so the Cruise Norwegian app, which I have because that is the cruise I'm going on next week, it's now available fleet-wide, meaning all ships on their fleet, you can use this app. And here's what they've done with it. The app has a pre-cruise mode, which is what I use to book my shore excursions and dining and my place at shows, things like that. And you can pay for it right there in the app. It enhances the guest experience from start to finish. Norwegian Cruise Line, the innovator in cruising, today announced that the complete expansion of its Cruise Norwegian app across its 16-ship fleet. When used on board and connected to a ship's Wi-Fi network, the app offers guests a best-in-class connected experience, allowing them to continue making reservations, book last-minute excursions, view ship activities, send messages, and make unlimited onboard calls for a one-time fee of $9.95 per person. Guests can also make outbound calls to nearly every country in the world, starting at just 79 cents a minute. Before disembarkation, guests using the app can track and review their onboard purchases, as well as view helpful disembarkation information, including immigration and easy walk-off details. Those excited for their next cruise vacation can view information about Norwegian's Cruise Next program, and guests can review their Latitudes rewards points and learn about their onboard tier benefits. Initially launched in October 2017 on Norwegian Sky, the Cruise Norwegian app was developed to transcend the stages of the travel experience, offering guests a stress-free way to manage their cruise. The app is currently available in English with additional language rollouts to follow. We want to do everything we can to make our guests' vacations as enjoyable and relaxing as possible, said Andy Stewart, the President and Chief Executive Officer of Norwegian Cruise Line. The Cruise Norwegian app is one component of Cruise Freedom, which is the company's technology platform aimed at enhancing the guest experience from booking to disembarkation. So that's exciting. I'm excited to use that. There is a new Dooney and Burt collection arriving today at Ever After Jewelry Company and Accessories in Disney Springs. It is the Small World collection. It's a small world after all. Repeat. So it is blue, like a sky blue color, and it has like the little wooden children characters and the little clock face and everything on them. And let's see, it appears the Hakuna Matata dance party isn't the only thing getting guests to move and dance at Disney's Animal Kingdom. This Sunday, March 3rd, marks the premiere of Bollywood Beats, which is an all-new dance experience coming to Animal Kingdom Park. Bollywood Beats is an exhilarating Indian dance experience. It's a wildly energetic show that brings traditional Indian dance together with the fire of Hindi film. From classical Indian rhythms of Kathak to the proud folk style of Bhangra to modern Bollywood popular dance, the performers of Bollywood Beats have something for every dance lover to enjoy in this spirited, interactive performance. Bollywood Beats will be presented several times daily at the stage across from the Anand Dapper Theater in Asia. This is cool. Disney will be celebrating International Women's Day at Walt Disney World with special entertainment and food options. Here's a rundown of the offerings, which are available on March 8th. At Magic Kingdom Park, guests can enjoy the Sister Soiree dance party in Tomorrowland, featuring favorite female characters like Judy Hopps from Zootopia and Joy from Inside Out. Guests can also purchase special strawberry shortcake shooters at Cheshire Cafe and Westward Ho. At Hollywood Studios, guests exploring Star Wars Launch Bay will encounter Rey alongside Chewbacca in a hidden resistance base. The women of the Green Army Patrol will also proudly march through Toy Story Land, while the citizens of Municeburg honor the super women of their city as part of an incredible celebration. The park's special treats include a Mrs. Incredible pretzel mask at the neighborhood bakery, key lime pie verrine at Backlot Express, and Rosie's All-American lemon blueberry cheesecake at Catalina Eddie's and Tres Leches at Fairfax Fair. Guests visiting Epcot for the day can enjoy Voices of Liberty inside the American Adventure, celebrating women with special performances of empowering songs. Guests can also stop into Fountain View at Epcot for a purple mini dome cake, purple cupcakes at Kringla Bakery in Sunshine Seasons, mascarpone apple cake at Akershus, purple troll creme slush at the Norway Beer Cart, and International Women's Day cookies at Beer Garden Restaurant. Disney's Animal Kingdom guests can commemorate the day during the Hakuna Matata Dance Time Party on Discovery Island and the Dino-rific Dance Party that night in Dinoland, USA. Guests wishing to purchase an International Women's Day cupcake can find this sweet treat at Creature Comforts and Restaurantosaurus, or Infinite Ambition drinks at Tiffin's Restaurant or Nomad Lounge, or sangria at Tusker House Restaurant and Dawa Bar. International Women's Day cookies can also be found at various outdoor vending locations throughout the park. In Disney Springs, special International Women's Day dark chocolate ganache squares and chocolate power piñata can be found at the ganachery, while a pink macaron lollipop can be purchased at Amorette's Patisserie. Oh, it's like Captain Marvel. From the Diz, Walt Disney World has just announced the addition of Hilton Orlando Bonnet Creek and Waldorf Astoria Orlando to their roster of official Walt Disney World resort hotels. What does this mean? For future Disney vacations, this news is important for one major reason: you get extra magic hours if you stay there. So if you are staying, which I can book these for you, if you are staying at the Hilton Orlando Bonnet Creek or the Waldorf Astoria Orlando, You will now get access to extra magic hours at Walt Disney World. I want to say there's one more piece of news, so let me just make sure. Oh, there's the Minnie Mouse waffle. It's Sleepy Hollow. SeaWorld Orlando just started offering a new year-round quick queue ticket that allows annual pass holders to enjoy unlimited front-of-the-line access to the park's most popular rides for a full year. This is actually a really great value. For $180 plus tax, the regular price would be $200 plus tax, guests can enjoy faster access to the following attractions: Infinity Falls, Mako, Manta, Kraken Unleashed, Antarctica Empire of the Penguin, Turtle Trek, Journey to Atlantis, and Wild Arctic. That's pretty cool. And that's just for pass holders at SeaWorld. Pixar Pier, this was just announced today too. The reimagined land in Disney's California Adventure Park shares the stories and characters of Disney Pixar films with exciting attractions, themed neighborhoods, and fun eateries. Today, Disney Parks Log is excited to share that Jesse's Critter Carousel, which wasn't done yet when I was there last summer, will be open in April. So it will be done when we're there this summer. Mosey on over to a giant toy carousel starring Jessie, the yodeling cowgirl, and a friendly bunch of desert critters for a rootin' tootin' romp. Inspired by the Toy Story film, saddle up on a whimsical snake, armadillo, turtle, bunny, and more from the world of Woody's Roundup. This newly reimagined attraction will have you yelling, "Giddy up!" So Jesse's Critter Carousel is opening at Pixar Pier in April at Disney's California Adventure. The Disney and Fox merger is inching closer and closer to being finalized. Disney met recently with regulators in Brazil, and they appear to have come to an agreement over a dispute with Fox Sports and the broadcasting rights of soccer games in that region. Due to Disney's ownership of ESPN, the Department of Justice ruled that Disney must divest its interest in Fox Sports, which is currently being looked at by various corporate bidders. Brazilian officials voted 5-1 on the approval on Wednesday. The Disney-Fox merger should be finalized in a few weeks. Okay, you guys, Fancy Nancy. If you watch Disney Junior and you see the Disney Fancy Nancy show, Nancy Clancy, the high-spirited young girl from Disney Junior's hit animated series Fancy Nancy, is making an un grande entree into Disney parks this spring. Just in time for the 30th anniversary of Disney's Hollywood Studios on May 1st, you'll be able to find Nancy at an all-new character greeting location in the park's animation courtyard, where she'll be meeting all her friends in front of her backyard playhouse. Nancy will also soon be part of the breakfast time fun during Disney Junior Play and Dine at Hollywood and Vine, the place to eat, play, and laugh along with favorite Disney Junior friends, including Vampirina, Doc McStuffins, and Roadster Racer Goofy. Later in May, Nancy will be heading to Disneyland Resort too. There you'll get to see her just outside of the Disney Junior Dance Party in Hollywoodland at Disney's California Adventure Park. Disney Junior's animated family comedy Fancy Nancy follows 6-year-old Nancy, whose imagination and enthusiasm for all that is exquisite transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. From her vast vocabulary to her creative and elaborate attire, Nancy uses ingenuity and resourcefulness to exemplify that even if life doesn't always go as planned, it's important to make the most of each day and encourage others to do the same. Fancy Nancy airs weekdays on Disney Channel and daily on Disney Junior and is also available in the Disney Now app. Limited time savings on last-minute 2019 Adventures by Disney vacations are available. For a limited time, you can save $250 per person on select land and river cruise departures and $150 per person on select short escape departures. The booking window for these is March 1st through May 28th of 2019 for travel April 6th through June 30th of 2019. So if you want to save on last-minute Adventure by Disney bookings. Also, I got a pass holder email, which is rare, but I've started getting them for some reason. They also said, in addition to that pass holder merchandise and the magnet and everything we talked about for the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival, that they are also offering a 10% discount for the dining packages at the Garden Rocks concert series, which will now be offered 7 days a week. Also, the little magic sliders, the little orange sliders that say pass holder on them that can go on your magic band, were out of stock. So now they're back in stock. The orange pass holder magic sliders are back, and you can pick yours up at Mouse Gear during the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival, March 6th through June 3rd. Starting June 4th, magic sliders will be available at all the guest relations locations. So before that, they're only available at the festival at Mouse Gear. After that, they're all going to be available starting June 4th at all guest relation locations. Obviously, you have to show your annual pass and your ID. Okay, finally, I'm done. That is not as bad as I thought it was going to be time-wise. So, I mean, because that was a lot of Star Wars stuff I had to tell you about. So, and news from last week too. So thank you so much for hanging in with me. I totally understand if you fast forward through it, when you're watching it later and just get to the parts you're interested in. But there's a lot of great news this week. So thanks for paying attention and thanks for watching. And I will talk to you again next week.